All right, this sentence correction is so easy, you are going to laugh at how short this video is. There is another video I did recently that also had this exact same idiom, so just goes to show you that this is one you absolutely have to memorize. So let's go ahead and read A. As always, I had to redact certain portions, so go ahead and click the link to GMATClub in the description box if you'd like to see the full question. A. Experts regarded the increase in credit card borrowing in March not as a sign that households were pressed for cash, rather a sign of confidence that they could safely handle new debt. So at first you might think, okay, well, this sounds fine. I don't really see an issue, but you have to know this idiom, right? Not blah, 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 but blah, blah, blah. So essentially it's not X, but Y. The idiom does not go not X, rather Y. No, that is incorrect. It has to be not X, but Y. So just knowing that, we kind of take a look at these answer choices, right? A says rather, B says yet, C we've got a but, D we've got a but, E we've got a but. Great. The other aspect of this is parallelism. So parallelism means that things have to be in the same form. So nouns are parallel to other nouns or pronouns, verbs are parallel to verbs. Again, just to reiterate, tiny articles like a, an, and the do not matter at all when it comes to parallelism. So just because one of them has an A and the other one has a the, still could be parallel, right? But what does matter with parallelism are comparison words like as or like, and also prepositions like of, to, etc. right? So articles a and the doesn't matter at all, but any comparison words or any tiny prepositions of, to, well, they don't have to be tiny, but usually they're tiny. Any prepositions, they matter a lot. So that's incredibly helpful. And for this question, it's incredibly helpful to look for the as. So let's take a look at C, D, and E. So we've got not as a sign, and then C says, but a sign. So the problem is this as is not underlined, so we can't change it. So this is not parallel. It would be parallel if we had as here. In fact, that might be the correct answer, right? But unfortunately without it, it is not correct. I'm gonna go ahead and cross off A and B. Let's take a look at D. So not as, but as. Yup, that portion is great. So we'll just hold off on reading the back half until we take a look at E. E, not as, but also as. If you're going to use, well, we won't get into that. I was going to get into the not only, but also idiom, but we'll save that for another video. E is not parallel as well. So D is our correct answer, which, you know, that was relatively straightforward if you know this idiom and know that it should be parallel and know a little bit about what words matter in parallelism and what words don't. I'm going to read all of D just to get into the habit of always plugging back in your choice into the full sentence for context, just checking to make sure it sounds good before moving on. So experts regarded the increase in credit card borrowing in March not as a sign that households were pressed for cash, but as a sign that households were confident they could handle new debt. And look at how wonderfully parallel this is. As a sign that households were, and then it mirrors it again here, as a sign that households were. So as that were, beautifully parallel. GMAT would love this sentence. It loves parallelism. So that is it for this question. If you have any questions about this, feel free to ask them in the comments below.